You're watching World is One News. These are our headlines. The grand old man of Tamil Nadu politics is no more. Karunanidhi passes away following multiple organ failure at a Chennai hospital. India mourns the passing of a stalwart leader. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi remember his contribution to public life. Film star Rajinikanth calls it a black day in his life. Emotional scenes outside the Kauvery hospital in Chennai. The state of Tamil Nadu declares 7-day mourning for Kalaignar. Former 5-time Chief Minister of the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu, M Karunanidhi, has passed away today in Chennai. He was 94 years old. Karunanidhi served as the president of the DMK party for a record 10 terms. He was pronounced dead at 6:10 p.m. India time. Karunanidhi was admitted to the Kauvery hospital in Chennai on the 28th of July after his blood pressure fell. His health improved in the early phase of treatment. But yesterday, the team of doctors treating Karunanidhi said that his condition was extremely critical and unstable. 2 days before he was admitted, Karunanidhi completed 48 years as the president of the DMK. But he had handed over day-to-day responsibilities of running the party to M.K. Stalin, his son, back in 2017. The veteran leader was often called the Chanakya of Tamil politics. Karunanidhi served as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu 5 times. He was a 13-time MLA and has never lost an election, a record that is unparalleled in Indian politics. Meanwhile, tributes have been pouring in from across the board. Film superstar Rajinikanth saying that today is a black day in my life. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi saying that he is deeply saddened by the passing away of Kalaignar Karunanidhi. He was one of the senior-most leaders of India. Kalaignar, meaning the word artist in Tamil Nadu, being the prefix for Karunanidhi. Narendra Modi also said, "We have lost a deep-rooted mass leader, prolific thinker, accomplished writer and a stalwart whose life was devoted to the welfare of the poor." We have now K.S. Dakshinamurthy, journalist, joining us live from Bengaluru. Dakshinamurthy, thank you so much for being with us here on WION. This is a big loss for the state of Tamil Nadu, and Karunanidhi essentially leaves behind twin legacies of both the film industry of Tamil Nadu as well as the politics of Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, I mean, it really marks passing of an era. And, coming close on the heels of Jayalalitha's death, it really leaves a huge gaping hole in Tamil Nadu politics. So it's really now the fight amongst the minions, so to speak. We have, of course, the DMK, of course, compared to the other party, the ADMK is better prepared to handle the passing away of Karunanidhi, in the sense that Stalin is already the working president, and he's kind of ready to take over from Karunanidhi. In that sense, as far as the DMK is concerned, I think the issue will not be that much of a confusion like it was in the ADMK. But overall, as far as Tamil Nadu politics itself is concerned, I think it's really one of those days which is really will be etched in the country's history, because it's a really big day. A passing of somebody like Karunanidhi, who really dominated Tamil Nadu politics and to some extent Indian politics, with his the DMK movement, and with being the chief minister, and he's been a change in many ways. He has influenced politics considerably in so many different ways, and also the fact that he was in some ways very stable and consistent as far as his politics was concerned. So one could always expect him to respond in a certain way in a given situation, which would always be rational. There was nothing like, one hardly saw irrationality in his behavior. So Karunanidhi's politics is something that probably one needs to look at afresh and, really learn from many of his, vision, many of his thoughts and deeds. And, it's something that I think we need to look at much more deeply. So he's that kind of a person. He's beyond just being an individual, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. And Dakshinamurthy, we do understand that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to fly down to Chennai tomorrow itself to pay his respects. And this even as M Stalin, Karunanidhi's son, and the one who's running the day-to-day operations of DMK, has asked for a memorial to be built along the Marina Beach in Chennai. And he's made that request to the current Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi Panichami.
Well, I mean, it's probably to be expected that, there will be some kind of a, there will be a memorial for Karunanidhi, because he's played such a dominant role in Tamil Nadu politics right from the 60s, and not just in politics, and also the films, the kind of scripts that he wrote, and for instance, Jayalalitha and MGR are in a sense a creation of Karunanidhi, so to speak, because without Karunanidhi's script, probably somebody like MGR or Jayalalitha would not have been where they are. So in that sense, he was really the master behind the puppetry show, so to speak. So I mean, it's but natural that somebody like Karunanidhi will have to be remembered for a lot of things that he has done for Tamil Nadu's politics, plus for the country, So.
And Dakshinamurthy, DMK, the party, and M Stalin, the current leader of the party, has asked all the cadre to maintain peace and quiet, and also has told the state that anybody using this sad situation to wreak havoc on the streets of Chennai should be arrested and taken to task. Yeah,
because, we all know that Tamil Nadu the people in Tamil Nadu react very emotionally to these kind of situations. We saw it long back, when Annadurai passed away. The kind of the sea of people who gathered in Chennai, and, the kind of outpouring of grief. Then later on we saw with MGR and, with Jayalalitha. So there is always a tendency in such situations for people to, take advantage of the grief and the kind of atmosphere that that surrounds this kind of situation. It also happened in Karnataka when Rajkumar, there was a issue. So the problem is there are certain sections which will react violently, and they may just do things very emotionally, or it's a something that definitely the state needs to be careful. And I think it's quite natural that Stalin has issued this kind of a statement, because and the violence and the other kind of extraneous issues can sometimes detract from what really one needs to look at, which is at Karunanidhi and the legacy he is left behind, and the kind of respect that he probably deserves in his final journey to the grave.
Right, Dakshinamurthy, please continue staying with us even as we continue to get the latest visuals straight from Chennai. Now, he dominated Dravidian politics for over 5 decades. From humble beginnings, he rose to the top of the Tamil power structure. Here's a look at the life and times of Karunanidhi, the man who reshaped and redefined Dravidian politics.
Born as Dakshinamurthy on the 3rd of June 1924 in a family of musicians, Muthuvel Karunanidhi was a towering political giant of Dravidian politics. At the young age of 14, Karunanidhi plunged into the anti-Hindi agitations of the late 1930s, sweeping through the Madras presidency. But he would first make his mark as a screenwriter in the Tamil film industry. Karunanidhi's writings were full of wit and focused on social reforms, and the Tamil audiences lapped up his dialogues. It was his crisp writing in the screenplays filled with themes of social justice which would launch the careers of legendary Tamil actors such as M Ramachandran and Sivaji Ganeshan. Despite his runaway success as a scriptwriter in Tamil cinema, his heart was in politics. Simultaneously, he also organized local students and youth groups. Through his wit and peerless oratory, Karunanidhi rose through the ranks. He became a close aide of C.N. Annadurai, the founder of the Dravid Munetra Kazhagam. His first big success in politics came in the agitations of 1953, where he rallied the residents of Kalagudi after the name of the town was changed to honor a North Indian industrialist. Karunanidhi was elected to the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly in 1957 for the first time as an independent candidate. On the back of the anti-Hindi agitations, DMK and Karunanidhi consistently rose to what they described as the hegemony of the North and an attempt to impose Hindi on the South. Karunanidhi was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in 1969. C.N. Annadurai. The Congress, which had ruled the state till 1967, was relegated to a junior position. And from this period on, the Dravidian politics would rule the roost, with Karunanidhi being the towering figure. As fate would have it, Karunanidhi's greatest political rivals would also be from the world of cinema, M Ramachandran and J Jayalalitha. But from the late 90s onwards, which again saw the rise of coalition governments at the centre, Karunanidhi tried to reposition himself as a national leader, albeit with a mixed success. He was the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu for 5 times and for over 5 decades was a pivotal figure in Tamil politics. His demise marks the end of an era of the last towering giant of the Dravidian politics. Bureau Report, WION.
And we have Dakshina Murthy continuing to join us live from Bengaluru. Dakshina Murthy, we just took a look at the life and times of Karunanidhi. His journey over the last 50 years or so speaks for itself, from the anti-Hindi agitations earlier in the day that essentially drove out national politics, national political parties from the state of Tamil Nadu, and that bastion has remained intact ever since, and it was Karunanidhi who started it all.
Yes, because Karunanidhi was one of the architects of the Dravidian movement, in the sense that after Periyar and Annadurai, he took the mantle and he was the leader of a movement that really fundamentally changed the caste structure in some sense in Tamil Nadu, and it gave opportunities for the backward classes to emerge the way they did, and one can see it in the way Tamil Nadu has developed in terms of its industries, in terms of if one travels across Tamil Nadu, one can see that the kind of development and, the kind of dignity that people, have across classes. So, the overall development of Tamil Nadu in a large sense, the credit has to go to the DMK movement. And the DMK movement is not just a political party. It went beyond that. It asserted federalism, it asserted the autonomy of a state in many ways, and it also showed that India is really a nation which has many smaller nations within it. And then the DMK movement really clearly ensured that was not diluted at all. So to that extent, I think the DMK movement and Karunanidhi at the helm of it, I think it's like I said earlier, it really requires a deeper study, and I'm sure there are many more facets to it which we probably need to know, and also the younger generation, the fact that he was for secular politics and the liberalism, and the fact that he opposed the emergency, at a time when political leaders were, really scared to say anything against the Congress, and many political parties, in fact, supported the emergency. The DMK and Karunanidhi, the fact that he stood against it was something really remarkable.
Dakshinamurthy, senior journalist, joining us live from Bengaluru. Thank you.